You only need these free plugins to get this piano sound from Idea 12. I'll show you exactly the settings you need to get this in any DAW, whether it's Logic Pro, FL Studio, Reaper, Cakewalk, Waveform, whatever. So just follow along and I'll show you everything. Okay, so I'm here in Logic Pro, and on the left side you see I have one instrument and 5 plugin settings, but you see it's 4 TDR Nova plugins, and the last one is Valhalla Supermassive. And to show you what I just said in the intro, this can be done in any DAW. So if you're in a different DAW, for example, I have GarageBand here, where I have the exact same settings. This splice instrument on top, and then 4 TDR Novas, and then Valhalla Supermassive in the last one. And it sounds like this. Okay, and then here in Cakewalk next, I have the same settings, splice instrument first, then 4 TDR Nova, and then the last one, Supermassive Valhalla. And it sounds like this. Okay, and then the same thing in Logic. It sounds like this. And I have splice instrument, 4 TDR Nova, and then a Supermassive here at the end. So you can copy all of these settings using these free plugins. I'm going to show you exactly the settings you need for each. Then you should be able to get exactly this sound. So the reason I started this video is that I've done a previous video on Idea 12, but the problem was that I was using only Logic and using plugins that was specific to Logic. So people were asking, can you do a tutorial for BandLab or Cakewalk, Reaper, Reason, Waveform, FL Studio, just any other DAWs out there. And so instead of doing specific tutorials for each of them, wouldn't it be better to just have the same settings you can apply to anyone, right? So that's what I did, and I've come up with these particular settings, and I'm going to go into each and every one of these setting screens so you can see what to copy. So let's start by just going into this one. So in the past, I've used Labs Soft Piano, which you may be familiar with. And this is the same soft piano, just inside what's called Splice Instrument. So a while ago, Splice, I guess, bought them or acquired or made partners with Labs. So now you have this instrument inside of the Splice Instrument package. But if you're already using the older Labs version, you can just go in and use that one. Let's see, like this. For instance, here, you just need the correct settings. So this one fully on top, this one at 25, and then this one at 60%. That's the reverb on 60. And dynamics on 25. So, but I'm gonna use the splice instrument because that's the one it's newer, so I'm trying to use that one more. So 25 here on dynamics and 60% on the reverb. Okay. And so that should be pretty easy. You just need to download one of those, Lab Soft Piano or Splice Instrument, and it's free. So then you'll get that piano sound. Next, TDR Nova is a very common, widely used equalizer plugin. So if you haven't already heard of it or used it, I do recommend it. And the reason for it is it's free and it has very good features and it looks pretty good. I do favor the Logic Pro equalizer because it's more pretty and easier to use, but this one has more features, I admit. And it seems many people online use it and recommend it. So I went for that one just because it's something people are familiar with, and it's free, and it has all the features I need to recreate the sound. So that's important. So I've opened the first one here, and this is sort of unnecessary to use an equalizer plugin for this, because all this first one is doing is increasing the gain by 20 decibels. You see on the knob below here, this is just a pure volume knob. So I increased this to 20, just because I could have used a Logic Pro specific gain plugin here to do this, but I want everything to be using only plugins that everyone can use. So for this, I'm using TDR Nova just to get the volume up by 20 dB. So if you want to, you can just use some other volume plugin to do this step. But yeah, I'm still showing you using TDR Nova. So I'm using one whole plugin slot just to increase the volume here by 20 decibels. That's all this one is doing. Okay, so I haven't done anything else in here. So if you add a TDR Nova, just increase this one by 20, and then you have this first plugin slot done, this one. Okay, once you've done that, add another TDR Nova after. Okay, so for this one, there is a few more things going on. There's a low pass up here, and then there's one turn on here, another one here, and another one here. Okay, so there's 4 things going on in this one. Let's go through them all. First things first, this one, the low pass filter. Here, frequency 11,100 and slope 24 dB. So if you just turn this one on with those settings, that should look like this at the end. Then for this first one, a low shelf here with these values, as you can see, the Q here, 0.44, 152 Hertz, minus 7.2 dB. Okay, so just copy those settings. And then for the next one, number 3 here, you can see these settings down below here. You can just copy those. 0.53, 327, and minus 8.5. And that's a bell one. The first one was a low shelf here. So bell, this middle button. And one more, number 4, a high shelf at 1505 Hertz, 0.87 Q, and then gain 15.1. Also notice that I've turned off this EQ gain button. That actually impacts the way the sound works, or how this EQ changes the sound. So mind that one for all of these, whether this one is on or off. But that should be it. There's nothing else special going on with this one. That's all the settings you need for this one. Next, that was number 2, right? So next is number 3. This one. Here we only have these 3 things going on. And here, notice this EQ gain is actually turned on. Okay, in the other one it was off. Here it's on. So be careful of that one. So this one should be on here. So we have number 2. That's like a bell kind of shape thing. Q 0.42 at 891 Hertz and negative 5.2 dB. Okay, and next one here, number 3, 0.50, 3.4, and minus 2.8. And the last one, 0.6, 5.4, and 5.3. Okay, that should be it for this one. Just those 3 settings there. And then the last one here is a bit special. It's only a low pass filter here at 515 Hertz and slope 12 dB. And it has a gain of negative 4.2. But notice also this button, it says diff. And what that does is it's the default is stereo, which were on the other ones. If I open this one, for instance, it says stereo here. But I've changed it to diff, which means difference. And if you've seen some of my other videos, you can see I sometimes add what's called in Logic direction mixer, but a mid-side EQ. Or both of those does practically a bit of the same thing to change the difference in stereo field, stereo width, and do different EQ on the sides or the center of the stereo field. And in TDR Nova, what you do is you turn this diff on, and then you're able to change the
A few moments later.
So in TDR Nova, diff means difference in the left and right, which is the same as the side information when talking about mid or side. So in Logic, I would use the mid-side EQ and go to the side tab and then do EQing there. This would be the same thing as the side EQ in Logic. So it's turning down the high frequencies in the side information, okay, as opposed to the centered information in the stereo field. I hope that made some sense. Comment down below if you want me to explain further or something. But at least this is how you do it in TDR Nova. So turn this one over to diff and then just do a low pass there. And that should be it for equalizing. Oh yeah, and the EQ gain is off here. Okay, and then that takes care of the EQ sound. And now there's the reverb part. So Valhalla Supermassive, also very, very well-known reverb plugin out there, free and very versatile. I love it a lot. These are the settings that you need. Of course, you can play around and find some different settings that also fit your need, but these are the ones I've landed on to get pretty close to the Idea 12 sound. So you should be able to just copy these as you see on the screen here. Just go through each one and plug them into your own. Once you've done that, it should sound like this, okay? So I hope you can copy this yourself. If you do want a shortcut, I have for some on my Gumroad page, link will be below. I have some specific templates for some of these DAWs that you can just download and you'll get these settings instantly. If you don't have one of these particular DAWs, you can download one of these templates anyway, and inside you will find a bonus preset files zip, which does contain the preset settings. They look like this, just text files of preset settings for TDR Nova and Valhalla Supermassive. And they look a bit cryptic, I know, but the point is that you can open these and copy them, just like this, copy. And then once you're in your DAW, you can do like this. You can add the TDR Nova, for instance. You right click here and you do paste state, and you'll get exactly the settings that were for that plugin. So for instance, I copied this. This was number 1 with the gain, as you saw, only 20 dB there. That wasn't a very good example, but if I do number 3, for instance, copy all this text, and then go in here and paste that, now you see I get that one. So if you want, you can copy these preset files from one of my plugins. They're in all of these. So any one of these, if you download them, you'll get this file or these files. These ones. And same for Valhalla Supermassive. You can copy that one, go into Supermassive, you do this one and paste from clipboard and you'll get those settings. So I can mess these up and just do this one. I'll get them back. So that's just another tip for you if you want. If not, you can just copy these from the video as you have seen live right now. And that's, yeah, so tell me which DAW you're using in some comments. I would love to know what everybody is using. And I hope you can get this sound. I have also made videos for other sounds, so check those out if you want. And good luck, and it was fun teaching you, or showing you at least. Okay, bye-bye.